As you know, this is a brand new channel, and guess what type of videos I've been watching over the past few weeks?
Those giving tips on how to do things right on YouTube.
How clever you are, LJ. And there are plenty of those. And obviously, some tips are repeated over and over from one video to the next. So I might mention a few of them, but what I'd really like to share with you today is the one piece of advice I personally found very useful. Well, it was barely mentioned in most of the videos I've watched. And I've watched many of those. And they provide many tips, which is good.
Why?
Why they provide many tips, or why I watched so many of those?
No. Why is the tip you find useful barely mentioned?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's something that is simply obvious to do for some people. But then there are other things I found really obvious and were still mentioned a lot. Anyway,
A bit of a mystery then.
I suppose. Before I tell you about it, let me quickly review a few popular tips complying with YouTube's new rules, of course. And if you don't know what those are, you can check my other video on the topic. I included the link here in the description. So I think the most popular tips can be placed under three broad categories. My 3 A's. A as in audience. Every time you're tempted to think algorithm, think audience instead. Which implies thinking niche, topic of interest, and how your content relates to today's trending topics. Then to make sure your audience finds your content, you have to come up with a well-crafted description as well as catchy titles and thumbnails.
And insert the right tags and keywords.
A for analytics. If you want your offer to potentially meet today's demand and be noticed by the algorithm, I mean your audience,
I saw what you did there.
you need to analyze feedback and data and optimize your content accordingly. And to be noticed, you apparently also need to work on retention. So watch your end screens, for example, to increase watch time, thanks to which you eventually receive better analytics from YouTube. But YouTube can provide you with more assistance here, and we'll come to that in a moment.
Anything to do with that mysterious piece of advice?
Everything. A for authenticity. Authenticity is the cornerstone of YouTube new rules in 2025.
Indeed.
Well, actually, not just 2025. It's one of the pillars of YouTube Partner Program policy. It's about delivering carefully crafted, genuine content that speaks to a community and can foster loyalty. Yes, you can check my video on YouTube's new rules. Now, let me get to this one specific feature that I discovered thanks to CreateStudio, and I find that brilliant. Basically, if you have an idea for your next video but are not sure whether this would be of interest to your audience, or if you have no idea but feel compelled to post something, then guess what? You can brainstorm your idea with YouTube and or ask for suggestions. Let me show you. So basically, you go to YouTube Studio, then Analytics, and click on Trends. And there, surprise, surprise, you can actually get ideas from YouTube to create your next video. So let's say that I would like some ideas on YouTube new policy. And there you have it. YouTube is actually giving you the results regarding the top searches for this topic.
and it's telling you which is actually getting the highest volume of searches. So there seems to be a low volume for searches regarding YouTube channel monetize new policy, a medium volume for what is the new YouTube update, and high volume for YouTube AI monetization policy. Interesting, isn't it? And YouTube is actually also suggesting a few videos, few related videos that you may want to consult on the topic. Now, let's go a bit further and click on brainstorm video ideas. YouTube is suggesting that I could create a video on YouTube new policy impact on monetization, demystifying YouTube's new copyright rules, navigating the new community guidelines, YouTube's new AI friend or foe, or how to prepare for YouTube's future changes. All right, let's see what happens when I click, for instance, on this one here. YouTube new policy and its impact on monetization. And look at that. It's giving me a question hook, a possible outline, and even thumbnails ideas. Ideas for titles, and again, a selection of related videos. This is amazing. So I can choose to save and explore another topic. But this is brilliant, I believe. So I'm going to try and make a video on this particular subject. I may choose a different title. So let's have a look. YouTube monetization changes, everything you need to know. That one sounds pretty appealing. Yeah, so there you have it. YouTube is using AI to help you create the next video that YouTube believes could be successful.
And by successful, I mean that can satisfy your audience, that can meet their expectations. So YouTube recommends trending topics for your channel and provides suggestions on how to go about it. Isn't that wonderful?
It is.
Right? Talk about YouTube helping out.
Indeed.
And with the use of AI. Indeed. So let me know in the comments if you've used that feature before and if you think it's helpful. And here's a final advice for all the multipotentialites out there. You're more likely to be noticed by the algorithm, meaning the audience, if you focus on one thing at a time. And that advice goes for all the things that you want to do. As Emily Wapnick or PC Timmy and others put it, you can be anything and everything you want as long as you find a common thread to all your passions and experiences and interests and focus on one thing at a time. Spoiler alert, I'll cover this in more detail in other videos. All that's left for me to say is that I leave you with a few links in description so you can check CreateStudio's more extensive video on the topic, a video I posted on YouTube New Rules in 2025 if I haven't mentioned it before, as well as videos by Emily Wapnick and PC Timmy on multipotentiality. See you in the next video. Be blessed.